It's time to go over to the States via Skype, and there waiting for us is dog expert Jeff Morgan. He's the author of Happy Dog 101, 101 Tips for Training Dogs. How are you doing, Jeff?
I'm really doing well. How you doing, Richard?
Yeah, fine. You got a website as well, yes?
I do have a website. It's www.jeffmorgannow.com.
Okay, what would you like to speak about today?
Well, today I want to talk about how the best home for a dog is a stable human being.
Okay, so you want me to be stable now?
Yes. Well, think about it. Most people think of the kind of home they want to bring their dog into. Well, I have a home, and I have a yard, and I have a fence, and I have a nice bed for the dog, and all those things are important, and all those things are great. But there's really never that much emphasis on the stability of the dog owner. So when people adopt a dog, or they pick their new puppy, purebred puppy up at the breeder, one of the most common things they will hear is, make sure your dog has a good daily schedule and that his environment stays consistent and familiar. And there is some truth to this, and that those things should be taken into consideration. But there is not much emphasis on how the owner feels, what mindset the owner is in, the stability of the dog's owner. So after all of my years of experience in the United States and abroad, I've found that it's not necessarily the house a dog lives in that makes him feel comfortable or stable. It's how stable his owner is. So
the owner shouldn't have mood swings.
No, not necessarily. But the dog should see mostly on a regular basis the same person. Meaning, one day you come home and you're frustrated. The next day you come home and you're excited. The next day you come home and you're tired. In that case, the dog is seeing a different person each day. They're seeing a different response each day. They're not seeing a stability, a constant, stable human being. So if you come home and you're calm, if you come home and you're relaxed and you put your things down, your dogs are able to see the same person every day, it will give them a greater feeling of stability and comfort in your home. So the dogs will know what to expect from you more than they really need a big house or a big yard. Because, you can take dogs for walks, you can get them a nice pillow, and all that stuff is good. But what they really need to see is the same person coming in every day. So when I was running Hollywood, which is my wife and I owned Israel's most popular and successful boarding and behavioral facility. When we were running this place, we were responsible for 40 to 50 dogs a day, every day. And occasionally my dogs would stay there. And now if I didn't see my dogs for a week or two, I'd come back into the center and they would see the exact same person that they saw, even if they'd seen me every day. So they got to see the same person. I walked in, I was confident, I put my things down, I relaxed, I took my time, and then I went to greet my dogs and all the other dogs in the center. So this is how they see me walking through the door every day. And it's really important that they see a stable human being so they know what to expect. That way they can stay calm.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's really interesting. But, a person really can't control the mood that he's in.
Yes. I actually think that it's a really great practice and dogs are here to help us do that. They're not just here for companionship. They're also here to help us grow as human beings. So if we find that maybe some of our mood swings or some of our bad moods and attitudes or frustrated moments are negatively influencing those that we love, our dogs, our children, our parents, our friends, then it is, I believe, our duty to be able to find a better way to deal with things on a regular basis. It doesn't mean we won't feel bad. It doesn't mean we won't get frustrated, but we'll understand before going into the house, for instance, that if I walk in frustrated right now, my dogs are going to be fearful of me. Then my dogs are going to be skittish. My dogs might mirror my mood and behavior. So let me take about 2 minutes, calm myself down, give myself some positive words of encouragement, and then walk into my house. And I think it's most people's duty in relationships to actually improve themselves. And we can do that a lot through our dogs because they're not going to walk out on us if we have a bad mood. They're not going to leave the house if we don't feel well. They're going to stay with us. They're going to be loyal. They're going to love us no matter what. So, as a father and owner of many dogs in the past, I have 2 now. I've witnessed firsthand how dogs respond to, for instance, moving, changing environments, exposure to new things, and the one common denominator to if the dog or the child stays stable is not the home that we move into or the place that we live, but how we feel as parents or guides about the change itself. So if we're moving and changing and we have a kind of a dynamic life, most people would say that will create instability in your dog or in your children. But I actually have found through my own experience and observing others that it's not necessarily moving around and changing environments that make dogs and children unstable. It's the unstable parent that has a hard time dealing with the change. So you've heard this famous quote, I'm sure. Lord, help me be the person my dog thinks I am. You've heard that, haven't you?
Yes, I have, yes.
Yeah. And most people say, yep, my dog thinks I'm the greatest. My dog thinks I'm the best. My dog thinks I'm... And you know what? Those things are true. Your dog will always love you. But your dog knows exactly who you are. He knows if you're stressed out. He knows if you're nervous. He knows if you're insecure. He also knows if you're confident, decisive, calm, and happy. And you can't fool your dog, So, I always recommend do your best to become your best version of you so your dog can enjoy a more comfortable and carefree life. So, take these things into consideration. You pick up a new dog or you have a new dog, give them a good environment. Give them a good home, give them a good stable routine, a lot of outings, a lot of exercise, have him work a little bit for his food, work a little bit for his treats, gain some obedience and some good behavior. But do your best for those that you are responsible for, if you have a dog or multiple dogs or kids, to be as stable as you possibly can so they'll feel more comfortable in your environment.
Okay, that was very, very philosophical today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes I can't help but be so.
Thank you very much, Jeff Morgan. We'll catch up with you soon.
Sounds great.